are disgusted with Rodgers and done with him and moving on. That quote was from at Bob McGinn. Is this a big deal, guys? Like, this is leaking out. Are the Packers, if they're truly done with him, I guess would be a good time to say, you get one team. Is it, who's the team that you see him playing for next season, or do you see him retiring after his 4-day darkness retreat?
Who's this? Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we went over this. Aaron Rodgers, like you said, I think Aaron Rodgers is likely I don't think he's going to the New York Jets. I don't know who's smoking that crap.
Agreed.
But, yeah, I don't think he's going to waste his time in that shit box. I mean, the most obvious is I've always thought Aaron Rodgers would be a pretty cool Steeler. And that's a really good wide receiver core.
That's not a bad take. That's kind of a steal. I could see that Steel City, man, going from the Packers over to Pittsburgh wouldn't be terrible. We kind of did go over it. I think Goggin, your lock is Tennessee. I think that's where you're pretty much trending in your Aaron Rodgers take.
I feel like it's such a good fit there. I just don't know if Tennessee. Well, I don't know. I think their new GM is a little too sold on Trey Lance for some reason, right? So he had a play taking with Trey Lance. So I don't know if he'll be able to move past that. The thing that we have to remember is we need 3 or 4 factors, right? So we need the owner to want Rodgers. We need the GM to want Rodgers. We need the coach to be able to deal with Rodgers, right? So there's a ton of moving variables, and I really don't know an area besides the Las Vegas Raiders.
They seem to be willing to sell the farm for him. Not that it's going to take that. I don't really think it is. As the Packers are coming out here and saying, look, we're done with them. We like Jordan Love. We're ready to move on. They're clearly trying to get some people to show interest. The Raiders may be the only deal that's currently on the table. We really don't know. But yeah, so, I mean, I'm right there. I'm going Raiders. I just think it makes too much sense based off what the media has portrayed. Devontae Adams being very, big on it. But yeah, I guess that kind of covers. We've already kind of went over it to start it as well. The other thing,
I think we're all, at least we're all lined up. He's going to go in the AFC. We know that. It appears we all know that. My take is actually he's going to go to the Jets. I think it's a perfect fit. They got what's his face, Nathaniel Hackett recently.
Oh, good point.
I think the Jets are going to make a push.
That Aaron Rodgers wants to go to that cesspool of a city.
I agree with you.
He's a cesspool, bro.
I agree with you. That's going to annoy him, but also it's Aaron Rodgers, and he loves being in the news. He loves being in the spotlight as much as he pretends he doesn't. He likes it.
He likes being in the spotlight in Wisconsin, not in New York. They're going to do that, guy.
You know what? Mr. Talib is right, though, because I as weird as this is, I don't always put the OCs in relationship into quarterbacks. Nathaniel Hackett was arguably his favorite coordinator that he's had. At least that's what the media has kind of come out and said. So
always the first wife.
Yes.
That's the one you really love. The second one's the one you just deal with. The reality of it is people sometimes going backwards isn't good for life, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to find that Mr. Miyagi in him, and Mr. Miyagi is going to take him somewhere that is. I just don't see him being a Jet. And why would he want to be a Jet? Breece Hall's not going to be ready. That dude might never come back. Like that. I mean, what do you got over there? You got Garrett Wilson. That's it. You got nothing.
They got a defense.
You're literally deciding to go.
They got a decent offensive line. They got a good defense.
But you're literally going to the division that presents the hardest challenge to go to the Super Bowl. Like, why would
it has the Bills?
Huh?
It has the Bills. Patriots are.
It has the Dolphins too, bro.
That's true. Sorry,
it's a weird divisional fit. I get what you mean. And I think Mr. Talib's the same way. I think if I had to pick why it makes sense, the coordinator, but the city, you're right. He doesn't deal with media well, let alone New York media. That'd be a nightmare for Rodgers to have to deal with on a regular basis. And then you're also dealing with the fact that you're dealing with Josh Allen. You're going to be dealing with the speed down in Miami and McDaniel. It's just it's an interesting mix.
There's just more going against it than for it.
And then it's like, if he does end up with the Raiders, which is what the media is portraying, right? You're then in a completely tough division as well, where your stellar team, Denver, has Sean Payton as a coach. likely Rex Ryan on the defensive side, which he's a fantastic defensive coordinator. You know, Russell Wilson's going to be trying to do his rebirth. You got the Chargers, and you've got, you know, just an absolutely awful mix with the Chiefs. It's just not a great situation for Rodgers to succeed.